Good morning, friends. Good morning, Crime Cafe folks. How is everybody this morning? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, August 22nd. Wow. We're just getting right on through this month, aren't we? Hey, Gail. Good morning, sweet Gail. How are you? I love your profile picture. Super cute. Super cute. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, sweet Sherry. How are you? Michelle said I tagged Crime Cafe on another video about Sarah and George's tumultuous relationship last night. Oof, I need to go look at that. I need to go look. Friday Eve. Yeah, happy Friday Eve. All right. In the saga of my child going to school, we had another tearful morning this morning. I have come to the conclusion, or at least the assumption, that it's separation anxiety. But any of you that have experience with your pre-Kers or your kindergartners crying, kicking, and screaming, not wanting to go into the school, yeah, I don't know. She was good the first few days, right? Then the next thing you know, now, I don't know if the new has worn off or what, but now, this entire week, she has cried every single morning. So, hey, Miss King, good morning. Ooh, Gail said that thank you. That's my BFF since 9th grade. Aw, sweet. I like it. Oh, my poor baby. Let the teachers pull them off you, then run. They get over it before you're out of sight. It was tough. It's been tough each day, but today was the toughest. We even had a discussion before we left the house. So now when we get there, you're not going to cry, right? And she's like, no. And she squalled bloody murder. So I have decided, I called the transportation department, and tomorrow she's going to try riding the school bus. Thinking maybe that would be easier for her to maybe ride the bus. Then again, it could be way harder. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is, but anyway, yeah. I didn't get a call or anything, so that's good. We'll see. But man, this week has been a struggle. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, so we're going to get straight on into, I almost said Sarah Boone. Not Sarah Boone. We're going to get into this story, this case, have a little case discussion about Christopher Scholtes. He's the daddy over there in Arizona who left his little 2-year-old Parker in the vehicle in a hot car, and she passed away. Trigger warning. There's going to be, this video stream is going to be full of trigger warnings because we're going to watch some body cam footage, a little bit more body cam footage than what we've already seen here on the channel. Some of you guys may have already seen a lot of this, but we're going to watch it together. And then one of the videos that we're going to look at, shows a little bit of like details um, from some of the younger kids that were interviewed. And then there is a whole, well, I mean, it's only like 4 minutes long. I don't know if there's a fuller version of it, but I do have like a 4 minute video clip from an interview with Christopher's oldest, I think, daughter. I'm assuming she's his oldest. I think she's like 16. And she kind of talks about her experience with being left in a car from Christopher. So, few little things. You guys keep in your back pocket that we're also going to discuss Jen Soto this week, probably tomorrow. There's been a lot of new interview drops and information that she's not going to be charged with anything, which floors me. But yeah, saw an article yesterday and videos that came out talking about how Jen Soto, in the case of Madeline Soto, police say that they don't have anything to charge her with. She's not guilty of anything. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm not sold that she's not has knowledge of all the things that was going on in bedroom number 4 upstairs in that house, but we'll probably be talking about that tomorrow, okay? Hold on. Just checking notifications on my phone before we get started. But Michelle says, oh God, this is a new one for me. Yeah, this one is hard. This one is, ugh. This one's tough. Gail said, I went through that with my youngest. It's so hard. Do you have any advice, Gail? Do you have any advice for me? I need some advice on how to get this. She's fine once she gets there, right? Fine. But it's getting her from me to them without her losing her mind. Miss King says maybe legally she's not responsible, but as a mother, she's terrible. If she has any inkling of what was going on in that house with Stephen Stearns, and as far as the SA goes, and she knows and she didn't do anything about it, she's got to be legally responsible. But proving that she knew maybe has been not an easy task. And maybe she don't know. Maybe she really did have her head in the sand. I don't know. But, hey, Henny. Hey, ask your doctor for some Valium. Right? It's almost Friday. One more day after today. I'm sorry I don't. It's so heartbreaking. That's okay, Gail. That's okay. All right, so I'm going to share this. I know it looks like that Tellus dude, and it is. He's the one on the screen. But we're going to be talking about Christopher Scholtes. He actually starts... some of this body cam footage starts here. Now, I am going to be 100% honest with you guys. I have looked for the full body cam footage, but I can't find the full body cam footage uninterrupted. I've gotten bits and pieces and parts and here and there, but I can't find the like complete body cam footage from each officer, you know. So Miss King says, who sends her 13-year-old daughter to sleep in the room with him so she can sleep? Just can't understand. I know. It's disgusting. I don't get it either. I have no clue. And you can't tell me that she didn't notice and see the things that were in bedroom number 4. I just can't understand. I can't understand. I don't know. Hey, Patricia. Hey. All right. Let's get on to this. We're going to watch some of this extended body cam footage here.
But first, it was a hot day in Marana, Arizona, 109 degrees, the type of heat where you would not even want to go outside. On this day, 37-year-old father Christopher Scholtes went to the store with his toddler. When he came home around 1 p.m., he brought the bags inside the house, but he left his child in the car. He said she was sleeping, so he kept the engine and air conditioning on. For the next 3 hours, until his wife came home, Chris was busy playing video games and never brought his daughter inside. The car shut off after a half hour. The little girl died. And now her father is charged with first-degree murder because he allegedly had done this before, was warned by his wife, and knew.
Yeah, so you can see this texting conversation between them where it says the child's mother, she says, I told you to stop leaving them in the car. How many times have I told you? And he says, babe, I'm sorry. And she says, we've lost her. She was perfect. And he says, babe, our family, how could I do this? I killed our baby. So this conversation, she asks him, how many times have I told you to not leave them in the car? Right? This was either after the baby had been taken to the hospital or after they had confirmation that the baby had died. Right? Yes, Vinnie Politan. I love him. Gail says, Jenny, we did do a sticker chart with Steven, and when he got so many stickers, he got a toy or a treat from McDonald's. Okay. I might try that. Yeah, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up when you come on in the door. We appreciate that a lot. If anybody sneaks in and I haven't said hi to you, I'm sorry, but hi. Yeah. So the fact that the dad has been asked multiple times to stop leaving them in the car is that's a deal breaker for me.
The car would shut off. Tonight, we take a look at the body cam video from responding officers to reveal this father's reaction to this horrific tragedy. I'm Vinnie Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. Great to have you aboard. It's summertime, and these stories and these cases are happening around the nation. I don't know why. I don't know why it happens. I don't know why we all haven't learned the lesson. It is so obvious. Before we even begin the story, one little hint. A lot of the cars now have the warning in the back, but if yours doesn't have the warning in the back, just take off your shoe, put it in the back seat with your child. You will not forget your child. You're not walking out of that car without your shoe.
I've seen other people say that. Actually, when I first shared this story about Parker Scholtes few weeks ago, I actually shared with you guys then an article that I found that gave different tips on things to do so that you wouldn't leave your kid in the car or accidentally forget them in the car. Now, I know the vast majority of people don't have an issue with this, but let me say, there are. Hold on, I'm trying to move things around because my phone's about to die and I got to plug it up. So, I completely understand the situation where you have, say, mom is always the one that takes the kids to school or to the daycare, babysitter, whatever. But on this rare occasion, mom can't do it and dad has to do it. And dad accidentally, he's running late for work. And, he has that muscle memory or whatever you want to call it, where he gets in the car and turns right instead of left. He turns right to go to work instead of left to take the sleeping infant behind him that he forgot that he put in there 5 seconds earlier to the daycare, and gets out and runs into work and leaves the baby in a hot car. That happens. And I know that that is accidental. Right? But then there are now, like Vinny said, take your daggone shoe and throw it in the back seat so it reminds you to get your baby out of the car. Hey, P. Lola. Hey. No notification, but I looked around the hallway for you all. Well, I'm glad you found us. Glad you found us. He did not forget he left her on purpose. You're right, Miss King. He did. In this situation, he did leave her on purpose. Because she was sleeping and he didn't want to interrupt her nap. Right. Oh, wow, P. Lola. Really? Hey, good morning, Blunts and Gems. How are you? Hey, lady. How you doing? Good morning to you.
Okay. That being said, going back in time, there was another father who was charged in a hot car death, who was charged with malice murder, similar to first-degree murder. His name was Ross Harris. He was sexting all day. That was his main focus.
Wow.
That's how he forgot to get his son out of the car or left him there purposely, depending upon your point of view of that case. But he had something else on his mind. It wasn't his son. Obsessed with sexting. That's all he was thinking about. That's all he was doing. All day at work, that's what he did. Until he left early to go to the movies.
Right, Miss King?
Now, in that case, he was charged with malice murder. He was found guilty.
Yep.
He was supposed to spend the rest of his life in prison, but that didn't happen. His conviction was overturned. Prosecutors decided not to retry him. Some of the evidence would be out. So on this Father's Day, he was set free. Whatever you want to think about it, you think about it. I have to think and I have to hope that he didn't do it on purpose and that he lives with that each and every day. Putting sexting above his child. Now let's talk about Chris Scholtes. What was he doing all day? Playing video games.
He sure was.
First of all, that's ridiculous, okay? Can I just say that, okay? If you're a parent, even if you're a stay-at-home parent, you don't have to go to work, and you're taking care of kids, you're taking care of a child, hopefully taking care of the house, hopefully taking care of yourself and your life, you're playing video games, you're grown up and you're playing video games, really? In and of itself, that's ridiculous.
Penny, I love you.
But it's even more ridiculous when you're in Arizona, it's 109 degrees outside, and your child,
Vinny's like, yo, who's got time to sit and play video games all day as a parent? Who has time for that? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to put down any adult that loves video games. I'm not going to put anybody down for that, okay? But Hashtag priorities. I mean, no.
Left in the car on purpose. On purpose. With the engine running, and then I guess somehow forgot. Well, he's now been charged with first-degree murder. That's what makes this case different than most of the others. First-degree murder. Now, what I want to show you right now, to get an idea, I think the best way to understand this father and understand what was going on that day is to see him on the day that his child died in his care. How he's acting, how he's reacting, what he's saying as officers respond. Let's watch.
So this is where I want to put a little bit of the trigger warning banner in, because this is triggering. I mean, absolutely it is. And I just want to make sure that I mention that this is a fair use notice that I'm using Vinny's video. Throwing a little bit of commentary in on what we see because, there's a lot. I have a lot of words about this body cam footage. Like I said, I saw bits and pieces of it, but not this much. I think this is the only video that I've come across so far that shows as much of the footage as any of the others. So if anybody comes across the actual full body cam footage of inside the house, I would love to see it or love to get that because I have not been able to find it. I've seen some that say full body cam footage like on Google or on YouTube, but that was like the day they arrested him because they didn't arrest him this visit here this time. So, Miss King says, I love playing games on my phone when I have some time, but I don't have small children at this point, and it's not more important than life stuff, right? Christina Pangalangan, right? I actually watched something about that story the other day. Sure did.
The AC was on. I mean, it's going to be meeting with turning out. Like, so we'll be the same there. Yeah, I don't know if we either of us should be ready right now. She's.
They had just wheeled her out on that stretcher. Just then. That's why it's all blurred out. And they do blur it from time to time. I think, too, maybe there's like photographs or something of the other younger children that they want to like keep private. But I saw in one of the documents, there was a part that said that they had taken in, on the search warrant, they had taken a pink dress. I think it said a pink flowery dress and pink sandals. So that would have been, probably something she was wearing. Okay.
Yeah, like I need to be with her next. Oh my God, I know.
I'm going to rewind it back so we can see that in, like together, not broken up and stuff. I think that was his wife in the blue with the long black hair saying, I need to go be with her. She's gone, basically. And that's when he loses his mind. Again, trigger warning, because I know this is tough. This is really tough. P. Lola, just real quickly, I'm not sure exactly if, okay, so he left her in the car. He tells the police here momentarily that he only left her in there for 30 or 45 minutes with the air conditioning running. Police got surveillance cameras from the neighbors, and they found out she was in there much longer than he said, closer to 3 hours or 4 hours, in temperatures in Arizona of 109 degrees in the blazing sun in the car. Like the sun was on that car. And I'm not positive if she was already passed because what happened was the mom come home from work. The mom is anesthesiologist. She comes home from work and she's like, where's Parker? And he's like, and they run out there and get her out of the car, bring her inside. I think the mom is doing CPR on her, trying to resuscitate her or whatever. And they call 911. They get there, they try working on her there. But I think that they didn't actually call her death until she got to the hospital. But I think she was already gone before they ever even got her out of the car, to be honest. I think, but again, I'm not 100% certain of that.
The AC was on. I mean, it's going to be leaving with like we said, it will be the secondary.
I don't know if we either of us should drive right now. She's dead. Like, I need to be with her next.
Oh my God, my nose! I'm just saying, order 1, 2, something in the car.
Yeah, they're going to Banner right now. We're going to keep you updated with everything, okay?
Let me go back real quick and look to see what the timestamp on that video on what we were just watching. Because now, I mean, you can see the fire department guys still here packing stuff out. So this was literally just minutes after they got her outside. And this is where it gets a little bit weird for me. I'm not going to lie. It gets a little bit, I'm like, So let me just pull this back a quick second. All right, that says 16:31, so that's what, 4:30 p.m., 4:31 p.m. Wasn't even a full minute. It's like just a few
We're
seconds
going to make
later.
sure she gets down there okay. All right, we have officers escorting her down there. If we need to, we will drive her down there, and we'll make the same accommodations for you, all right? We'll keep you updated with everything they have.
So I'm assuming the mom went in the ambulance with the daughter, or a police officer or EMT or someone drove her to the hospital. And he's basically saying, we're going to make the same, do the same for you. but they want to talk to him for a few minutes. So I'm not sure why you guys are not getting notified. That makes me sad because you're the second one that came in and today and said you didn't get notified. Did anybody get a notification? Put a 1 in the chat if you got a notification that I was going live earlier. Michelle got a notification. Sherry got one. Henny got one. P. Lola says, so he did nothing all day, did not take care of the child, did not fold the wash, clean the kitchen, jerk. Well, they had come in from running errands. And apparently he's a stay-at-home dad, which kudos, for stay-at-home dads. I love that. I think that's pretty cool. But not in this situation, But they had been out running errands, and I think that he had got some groceries, brought them in, and sat down on the couch, started playing video games, and left her out there in the car because she was napping. He says he had the air on, but then he says that he said that he had something about if you leave his car running for more than 30 minutes, the car shuts off. So if that's the situation, then you had multiple times, like 6 or 8 times that you should have went out there to, if your car stops after 30 minutes, you shouldn't have even left her in there to begin with, dude. But I'm just saying, if you're going to leave her in there for 30 minutes to take a nap, you better dang well make sure that you go back out there in 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 5. I mean, he shouldn't have left her out there. Period. But it makes me so angry. Hey, Shell Bell, welcome back today. Hey, look at how that coffee sign is hanging on the wall in this pic. Yeah, I know, it's sideways. It's weird, right? I noticed that. Wonder why it's like that. That's weird. Yeah, he's bad at it. He had time to play the games. Is that what he'll tell the jury? Right? P. Lola says, mine is 15 minutes with the air on. I have a Volkswagen. If he did, then that means he consciously left her. If he knew that, then why aren't you checking? Never should have left her there to begin with. Exactly, QB, exactly. Hey, Margaret, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right. Now watch what he does. Look, watch. See what he did just then? Watch this, you guys. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let me go back over here. Watch this. Watch this fool. Watch him. Now, I know that everybody's stress causes them to do different things. I know nobody's the exact same. But you tell me if this is normal behavior when your 2-year-old just left the house and you know that she's probably not alive. On your watch. Watch what he does. Watch it. So he's crying right there. Now watch. Watch it. Watch.
Thank you. Can we get you anything?
He gets his phone, but he stops, goes over there and grabs his phone. But you guys, he went over there, grabbed a cup out of the cabinet, and then goes over. Excuse me, sorry. Fills his cup with ice and water. Good morning, Susan. Hi. But getting the cup of ice and water, like, I mean, I would be a puddle in the floor. I would be the water. You would have to sop me up and scoop me up off the floor. I don't get it. Right, he was hot. His child needed that ice water, right? He needs water. It's hot, right, Miss King? Bet your baby girl was thirsty. I know, P. Lola. God help me. But he gets a phone call. I don't know if it's his wife. It sounds like a man, so it may have been a police officer because they said that they would update him or whatever. But it's not good news, obviously. Watch. We're going to watch him get his ice water again. I want to take the glass out of his hand and throw it at him.
Thank you. Can we get you anything?
She wants me to try and get her right to the hospital.
Hey, we'll accommodate that for you, all right? We're just gonna need to get a statement from you about what happened, what's been going on. Obviously, I know this isn't easy for you, okay? It's not easy for anyone around right now. We're gonna keep you updated with everything we hear. If you want to sit down somewhere, where would you be most comfortable?
Sure, like,
You want me to refill this for you? That's it. Is that all right?
He made sure to get his water when he went to sit down at the kitchen table. That just blows my mind. Just blows my mind. Oh, it's happening, dude. Yep, it's all your fault. Games and food were more important, huh, dude? So, I'm going to play it again, but right behind this potted plant, this like little cactusy, whatever plant that is, there's this weird doll I don't know what this thing is. You guys will have to tell me. It freaks me out. Do you see that? Do you see this weird thing? Okay, right here. What is this? This thing, it looks like a angry baby doll or something. I have no idea what that thing is. And I'm like, is it even a face? Is that like something that I'm not I can't tell what that is. It looks like an angry face doll or so. I don't know what that thing is, but it creeps me out. It is creepy, right? I don't know what it is. It looks like a little angry fat sumo doll or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a doll. I don't know if it's a t-shirt. I don't know what it is. But it does look like a creepy doll. And every time I watch this, I keep looking at that. And I'm like, is that like a cop sitting back there? Like way in the distance? And it just looks. But no, I mean, it looks like you can see his arm and his leg and man boobies or something. I don't know. Anyway. Very off topic, I know, but it's weird.
I'm just going to start by getting some of your information, your wife's information, all right? Okay.
We've just been hanging out at home. She was sleeping at the car, and I had the car
Yeah, P. Lola. Pretty much.
on. But it has a sensor where like every 30 minutes or so it'll turn off if you haven't moved. I swore she was in the house playing with her sisters like she always does. Just been right now, I haven't been doing anything else really on the house. And
What
Well,
time?
we never do this anywhere, but I'm home, right? Like you're home, you're safe, you're like your kids are home.
Right. I'm sorry this is all going on.
We always park that car in the garage usually, but I just got a Peloton recently, and the Peloton is in the garage now, so that's.
Did you hear something, Miss King, that I didn't hear? Let me rewind it. You guys, I'm a serial rewinder.
her sisters like she always does. Just
Gail, that's another thing that I thought about too. I actually thought about that. Because in one of the body cams I saw, they asked for his ID or his wallet or something. And he had been like crying. And he said, "Do you need my wallet?" And yeah. Yeah, he said a Peloton. Yeah. They normally keep the car in the garage, but he had just gotten a Peloton or something. Yeah.
I'm just going to start by getting some of your information, your wife's information, all right? Okay.
we've just been hanging out at home. She was sleeping at the car, and I had the car on. But it has a sensor where like every 30 minutes or so it'll turn off if you haven't moved. I swore she was in the house playing with her sisters like she always does. Just been right now, I haven't been doing anything else really on the house. And
What
Well,
time?
we never do this anywhere, but I'm home, right? Like you're home, you're safe, you're like your kids are home.
Right. I'm sorry this is all going on.
We always park that car in the garage usually, but I just got a Peloton recently, and the Peloton is in the garage now, so that's why it's not even in the garage. But
And how long was she sleeping in the car out there?
I want to say it was no more than 30, 45 minutes. And I don't think
3 or 4
was off
hours.
that entire time. I think there was a time in between. I had checked on her last. It was still running. She was still sleeping. And then when I went back out, the car was off.
We'll walk through some of the things, get you ready to go down to the hospital, okay? Do you have... I'm very sorry for this. This is not something we ever planned for. Chris, do you have any questions for me? I don't want to feel like we're intruding, but we're going to have to stand by with you for a while.
Okay, this is where he gets super offended. If you guys saw the thumbnail for this video that I made, it said something like, so you're calling me a murderer now, or something like that. So you're treating me like a murderer or something like that. Because that's basically, what he feels like. And to me, that is him, his guilt. He feels guilty. He should feel guilty, right?
All right.
Is there a reason why?
So any death we have to treat like a crime scene?
So they're going to have to treat the house like a crime scene.
I don't want to feel like we're intruding, but we're going to have to stand by with you for a while. All right.
Is there a reason why?
So any death we have to treat like a crime scene? I know this is extremely difficult for you. This is a normal process that we have to follow through with. I don't want you to be blindsided by anything, but that's what's going to be going on for right now, okay?
So I'm being treated like a murderer?
No.
I just lost my baby.
No. I know that. And I know this isn't easy for you. That's why I'm trying to be straightforward and honest with you, okay? I don't want to keep any secrets. I don't want to hide anything for you. Someone's going to talk to you about what happened, though. All right? We will keep you updated with everything.
My whole family, my whole family's gonna be ruined.
We'll be all right. So we can't let you do that right now. We have to stand by with you. Okay? As soon as you can, we will let you
You
know.
stay in the room if you want, but I'm gonna talk.
Okay, so here, this is something else. He wants to take a shower. He goes in the closet to find something to wear. He flips the light on, goes in the closet to find something to wear. He's going to take a shower. I'm like, I don't care if I smelled like 52-day-old ASS hole. If I don't care what I smelled like. I would be daggone if I would change clothes, take a shower, or fix myself some ice water. No. This is not normal human fatherly behavior. No. I'm sorry, dude.
I know this isn't easy for you, but the quicker we get this done and finish up, the sooner you can be with your wife. All right?
I'm trying to
stand
rinse
by
off
with you.
so I can go to the
I know,
hospital
but
to be with my wife.
we're not going to shower or anything right now. You need to stand by with us.
I don't understand why.
Okay? Please.
I don't understand why.
I tried explaining that to you. We just need to stand by
And
with
I'm
you.
standing by. Why can't I take
I
a
know.
shower while you stand by? What is...
It's not necessary right now. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower. There'll be time for that, but it's not right now, okay?
So, remember how I talked?
Can we do this?
Okay, now this is like the next day or days. I think it's the next day or the couple of days later. You can see now he's in a black t-shirt. This is where they actually get the arrest warrant with probable cause to arrest him, okay? So it's jumping into the body cam of when they arrest him. So yeah, you can get a shower at the at the jail. But yeah, why a shower is very bizarre. Right, Margaret? So many things I want to say. No worries, P. Lola. Yeah, no, you don't need a shower. You don't need to change your clothes. I don't care if your clothes were covered in dog crap. Who cares? I just don't get it. The ice water is what gets me. That's what bothers me, too.
This maybe out here so the kiddos don't have to hear.
Now that gal right here in the dark blue, or the blue shirt and the dark hair, that is his wife, the baby's mom. Yeah, you said dog poop. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's dog poop or your own poop. You don't need a shower right now. I don't get his wife either, Miss King. I don't. And then you hear another woman behind her, and that is apparently her mother, from what I gather, which would be his mother-in-law. But both the women are very angry that they're coming to arrest him.
There's one is sleeping and one's next door.
So remember how we talked about the investigation and things that would transpire? Okay. And I told you I'm always gonna tell you guys the truth. There's no secrets here, right? So based off of our investigation at this point, right, we have determined that there's probable cause to go ahead and charge you for what happened. Okay.
Let's come out here, Christopher.
No.
It's okay.
No. Okay. So listen. Listen. Okay. This doesn't change what's This doesn't change what's going on. Okay. What happens at this point? It's simple. Okay. What happens at this point is you are going to be taken in custody, right? And you will be booked. And then after you are booked, you have an initial appearance with the judge within the first 24 hours. Okay. After the first 24 hours, right, the judge will determine bond and things like that as far as what happens next. At that point, the case goes to the courts. It'll be between you, it'll be between your attorneys, and it'll be between the county prosecutor. Okay? So, again, I can't change the consequences of what happened, all right? But what I'm going to ask of you... Okay.
Come on, Chris. Let's go over here. Can you grab him some shoes, please? No, they're right there. They're right there. Let me put shoes on. Can I give him a kiss? Yeah. Hold on. I love you. There you go.
Chris, I'm gonna be here and I'll take care of everything.
I love you. I love you.
The funeral is
Right.
no hurt. No hurt at all.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot of nuance in this case, but he was originally charged with second degree. Now it's first degree.
Yes, Vinny. Now it's first degree. So a grand jury found him to be whatever you want to call it on first degree. So they upped it from second to, they indicted him for first degree. Yeah.
He seemingly, apparently had a habit of leaving the children in the car. In this particular instance, we know he purposely left her in the car initially and then forgot afterwards. but it seemingly he lied as well about checking on her because there's no video evidence of that, according to prosecutors in this case. Grand jury indicted him for first degree. Got a lot to get to here. Let's bring in our think tank. Joining us tonight, live in studio, criminal defense attorney, entertainment attorney, former assistant DA in Atlanta, Daryl Cohen. Also with us, criminal defense attorney, Emory University law professor, Molly Palmer. And finally, criminal defense attorney, Meg Strickler. Great to see everyone. You know, you watch that, you don't... I'm not feeling a lot of sympathy for him because I've done cases like this before.
I'm not feeling sympathy for him either. Susan, that's a great question. Susan says, why isn't the mom crying? Sorry, I know nothing about this case. So the mom seems very like stone cold. You know what I mean? Not that she is emotionally that way, but I think maybe it has to do with her job. I don't know. She's a doctor. She's an anesthesiologist. So maybe she's just she's able to go into like no emotion doctor mode when she has to. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can think of. Because she didn't really show emotion during the beginning part of the body cam footage where the baby is still in the house and she's leaving with the EMTs and she's basically, I have to be with her. She's dead. And she says it very matter-of-factly, right? She's not crying, nothing. So that's the only thing I can think of is she just went into full on, you know, like doctor mode. It's all very strange. I worked for anesthesiologists and they're still human with their own kids. Right, Michelle? Yeah. And I know that they are, but I think that they can maybe turn it on and off easily. Like I think in my mind, I'm envisioning her as a very emotional, lovey-dovey mom. But when something happens, you know, she knows that she probably knows she's got to be the strong one and she can't fall apart. That's the only thing I can think of. But I don't know. I don't know the woman personally to know whether she's that kind of person or not, but that's what I envision. Bill says the kids need someone emotionally stable. I bet she cries in private. Yeah, I know, Susan. It's her baby. I know. Compartmentalizing, yeah. Margaret says if that was my husband, he wouldn't know what to ice first, his eye holes or his nether regions. Oh, God, right? 100%. I don't know. I mean, she even, during the hearing, in front of the judge, she asks the judge, you know, can he come home? Can he be home with us to help us grieve and go through the funeral services? And the judge agreed to. But then he was, you know, charged with first degree after that, so.
And I know how excruciating that death was for that child, right? So I can't feel sorry for this father at this point. But I don't know if it's first degree. I don't know if it's first degree. To me, that's up for grabs from my perspective. Daryl, start with you.
I am destroyed by this. We covered the hot car death in Atlanta, and we saw what took place. When I see it happen again, there are no words to describe the way I feel. I don't see it as first-degree murder, but oh my gosh, what that child went through as that child died in the heat.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not, I'm not able to describe how I feel, but it is horrendous, and I have no sympathy for him at all. None. Less than none.
I mean, there is just a huge difference between law and morality. And there's always this tendency, this visceral reaction when we see a tragedy of this magnitude to say, oh, this is so horrible, he's guilty. This is so horrible, he's guilty. And maybe of something, but what lawyers do, what defense lawyers do is defend a crime as charged. We don't look at the facts and say, this is horrible, and therefore he's guilty and we're done. That's not what the system is designed to do. And in this case, under Arizona law, what first-degree murder requires is that he acted with premeditation. Premeditated murder, that's what he's charged with, facing life or the death penalty. I mean, in Arizona, you know, they do have the death penalty. That's what they've charged him with, rather than second-degree murder, which is reflective of negligence, playing a video game, not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a parent. And so the question before us from a legal perspective is far deeper than whether or not you think this person is a horrible father or somebody you have sympathy for.
Now, let me interject on that, though. How many trials have you ever tried? Me too, you too, Daryl, and you too.
I'm part of that Me Too movement.
Yeah, exactly. Jurors have a lot of trouble following the law because they get put to sleep by the judges, by the jury charges. They're going to hear this storyline, and they're going to hear that lie, the multiple lies, and they're going to think about their own families. People who may have kids or don't have kids, they're going to be like, wait a minute, I'm here in Arizona. It's hot. I don't even want to sit in the car for 5 minutes. There is no normal scenario where you would leave a child or yourself sitting in the driveway if you didn't have to.
Yeah.
It's just there's no good anything here. And so I think he could become found guilty because of that. I hear you thinking like a lawyer,
The
but
jury's
jurors
gonna
don't.
hate him, and he purposely left her there. Like he admits, I left her there. That's what makes this different than other hot car cases where it's like, oh, I forgot that the child was there. He knew the child was there at one point and then forgot while he was playing his video games.
He has
at least.
no job. He's got no
Yeah,
clean.
you have one job. You do have a job. Take care
Thank you.
of the children.
Amen, Vinny. Amen. 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 P. Lola, kiddo is feeling better. She does still have a little bit of a cough, but, you know, the doctor had told me that that could linger for a while, just, you know, but she does feel much better. She still had a very tearful morning going into school. It's got to be some sort of separation anxiety issue we're going to have to work on. Say a prayer, please. P. Lola says when he gets to trial, it will be lesser charges, right? I'm not sure exactly how that works. I don't know that I understand how sometimes there are lesser charges and sometimes there aren't. Like I don't know about that. I do feel a little bit iffy, wishy-washy about the first degree though. QB says, I don't know how they get to first degree. Y'all know how I feel about overcharging. Not excusing him, but it ain't first degree. I don't know. Unless they can somehow say that because he says admittedly that he did it on purpose, that he left her in there on purpose and didn't forget her, then I don't know. I don't know for sure how that's all going to play out. But,
And a
And he didn't do
two-year-old.
that. All
She's
right.
a two-year-old.
He's not going to, we're going to continue to follow this one because this is very different than most of the hot car cases that we've covered in the past. Unfortunately, they keep happening. Think Tank staying with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about the new trial on.
all right, so they're going to go on to a different subject. But this video here is the one that I found that had the bigger chunk of actual body cam footage inside the house with him, you know, throwing a fit over wanting to take a shower and getting his ice water and all the things. Then I want to share this nugget with you guys. QB says it depends on how the case is going most times. They'll do lesser included if they feel they won't get the full Monty. It's BS. Like she said, there are people on the jury that will sympathize and may find him guilty of first degree. Yeah. So the title of this video that we're going to watch with Anjanette Levy over on Law and Crime is called 6 Disturbing Details. So this is where I saw some information from the documents with some pretty big information from the two younger kids, more so than what I've heard before.
I'm standing by. Why can't I take a shower while you stand by? What is...
It's not necessary right now. Okay. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower. There'll be time for that, but it's not right now, okay?
New details about what police say happened the day a 2-year-old girl was left in a hot car in Arizona and died are coming to light. I detail 6 disturbing revelations from the death of Parker Scholtes. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. The day that Parker Scholtes died in her family's driveway last month outside of Tucson, Arizona, police say it was 109 degrees outside. Officers say Christopher Scholtes left his 2-year-old daughter in his car after returning home. The car, the police report.
There's the car. That's the car that that was his car that she was left in right there. That blue one in the driveway. And you can see she would have been in the back seat, in the car seat, right? And that's, you can see the sun is starting to, shade over the front part of the car. So you can see, obviously, that the back of the car has been in the sun, right? Oh, yeah, the wife must make really good money. Mm-hmm. She's a beautiful baby for sure. That's my fear, Gail, is on the other hand, what if he gets off because the jury can't get to first degree? That's scary.
Report says was in direct sunlight and hot to the touch. Christopher Scholtes had told law enforcement that day that Parker was only in the car for 45 minutes.
I'm sorry this is all going on.
We always park that car in the garage usually, but I just got a Peloton recently in the Sir, did you let that kid?
The day after Parker died, her older sisters were interviewed by detectives. A report states that
this is where we're going to get into the information, okay? This is where we're going to get into some of this information reported by the two older sisters. And by older, I think that they're only like 5 and 10 or 9 or something.
one of her older siblings started the interview by saying, quote, her dad has accidentally left Parker in the car and that her mom had tried to do CPR, but that she didn't know that she was already dead.
Okay, look at that. Look at that. At 1300 hours, I met with Detective Chavez at the CAC for the forensic interviews to be conducted on, I'm assuming the redacted name is Parker because she is a minor. We briefed CAC staff regarding the incident and I advised I would observe wait. Forensic interviews to be conducted on would have been the siblings. So these are the siblings' names and or Parker's name. So we briefed CAC staff regarding the incident, and I advised I would observe one of the kids' interview conducted by forensic interviewer Zoli Scholtes, beginning at 1309. They immediately started saying that her baby sister had died yesterday. She said her dad, Christopher, had accidentally left Parker in the car and that her mom, which I think the mom's name is Erica, had tried to do CPR, but she didn't know that she was already dead. She also said her mom and dad had told her that she needed to go there today so she could talk to them about her baby sister died and that she needed to tell them that he is a good dad and it was just an accident. I want to read that part again. She also said her mom and dad had told her that she needed to go there today so she could talk to them about her baby sister died and that she needed to tell them he is a good dad and it was just an accident. She said her dad needs sometimes to not forget things and to stay calm. She also said her baby sister was already dead by the time she was brought into the house and already dead when they took her to the hospital. Blank further said her big sister, mom, grandma, uncles, her, and then it goes on. We'll see some more, a couple little more details like this, which is pretty crazy.
The girl then added that her parents had told her to tell investigators something very specific. The report said that her mom and dad told her that she needed to go there today so she could talk to them about how her baby sister died and that she needed to tell them that he is a good dad and that it was just an accident. The girl continued and said that her big sister, her mom, grandma, uncles, her papa, basically her entire family, had all told her that her dad was a good dad and that this was an accident. At one point, she called it a little accident. Several times, the girl said that her dad, quote, was going to get her baby sister, but forgot on accident, and that sometimes you can get distracted very easily. The younger Scholtes daughter was asked what her dad on accident.
Here it says Zully asked the child to describe the food that Chris was walking in with, and she said he had chili, cheese, bacon, sausage, and eggs, and he opened the front door and they went inside. She said again that he was going to get her baby sister, but he forgot on accident and that sometimes you can get distracted very easily. So she said her dad put the food in the fridge and then accidentally got distracted with the video game.
And that sometimes you can get distracted very easily. The younger Scholtes daughter was asked what her dad was doing. She said he was bringing in food from the car, like chili, cheese, bacon, sausage, and eggs,
I didn't know she
and
read
he
that
became
part, or I would
distracted.
have read.
The girl then said she thought her dad got distracted by playing his game and putting some food away. The girl said that her dad plays this Super Mario game, and a game where you have to kill scorpions and where you have to kill aliens. The child said her dad sat on the couch when he played his game and the car was making a whir sound as it did when it was moving, but she said the car was actually off. The girl also said that her dad had left her and her siblings in the car 59 times.
Now, 59 times. Let's keep in mind this is a little girl that's giving this interview, answering these questions, right? And 59 times. That's a little specific, but that tells me that he does it a lot, right? If a kid says, "Oh yeah, he left me in the car 59 times," that's a lot of times.
And she said he had also left her in the car sleeping when she was a little baby and when she was a toddler. She said another time her father had left her in the car sleeping after dropping her older sister off at school, and she had to yell, "Daddy, Daddy," for him to come get her. That time, the girl said her dad was also playing video games. The girl also said that, quote, usually her mom will get mad at her dad when he does something he's not supposed to do, like drink too much beer. He still drinks too much beer, and he keeps leaving us in the car when my mom told him to stop doing that. That's how my baby's sister died. The older sibling was also interviewed by investigators. The report said the girl told detectives that her dad is actually innocent and that her parents told her to tell the truth. The report says, when I got back, he was taking groceries out of the car, and then he turned off the car, and my baby sister was in there. And my mom came home and she started talking and said, "Where is the baby?" And we started looking around the house. And then my dad started screaming because he walked outside and he saw that she was still in the car. The girl said that her dad takes care of them really well, but that he does play video games and that he had played them that morning. Then the girl told detectives that she knew her dad had turned off the car because he told me about, like, the story of how she died. He said that he was about to get her, but he kind of got distracted. He turned off the car and did not realize she was in there. This is what Scholtes told police about how long Parker was in the car.
What happened today?
We went to go back around, and we we didn't stop me. We just came home. My daughters were at Elevate with my friend next door. They got home about 2:45 or so, and then we've just been hanging out at home. She was sleeping in the car, and I had the car on. But it has a sensor where every 30 minutes or so it'll turn off if you haven't moved. I swore she was in the house playing with her sisters like she always does. Just been right now, haven't been doing anything else really on the house. And
So which is it? Hey, Kel. Hey, Elizabeth. I didn't see you pop in, ma'am. Hi. I think Margaret says, I think if you want to get the truth, ask the other little kid. Right. Exactly. Lurking from work, says Kel. Working and lurking. All right. So I have a question, though. I want to know. I'm like, which is it? Is it you intentionally left her in the car, like you said you did, because she was sleeping? Or now, why are you saying, I could have swore she was in the house with the girls? Like, that's two different situations there, buddy.
What time?
Well, we never do this anywhere, but I'm home, right? Like you're home, you're safe, your kids are home.
The police report noted that officers seized Christopher Scholtes' PlayStation. They said the PlayStation was powered on in the TV stand, but the TV was off. The headset and controller were on the coffee table next to a half-empty bottle of Dr. Pepper that was...
Not the Dr. Pepper. I forgot about that. I forgot about the Dr. Pepper. Oh my God. What is it with these cases and people drinking Dr. Pepper, man? Jeez.
room temperature. The report also noted that the pillow on the couch was positioned so someone could see the TV. We cover so many awful cases here on Crime Fix, like the death of Parker Scholtes, and we can do...
All right, let's skip through their sponsored ad. Hold on a second.
You said the other children have been left in the car at other times, and then are just devastated.
Dad routinely did, and we also have a text message from Christopher Scholtes' wife, and she's telling him, I've told you how many times not to leave the kids in the car. So do you think that's part of the reason they opted to charge Christopher Scholtes in this case?
Oh, I think 100%. Often this is an accident. The parents are just devastated. They're distracted, whatever it takes place. But here it seems like there's a pattern. I think from what, I've seen, as you said, the other children have been left in the car at other times. And then this text message between his wife and him clearly indicates that he has knowledge. He's done this type of thing before and then set out to do it again. And then I think in something you may have sent me that I read, he didn't tell the police the truth. He said he came home at a certain time, and witnesses or cameras show that he was home much earlier than that, meaning the timeline of that child being in the back seat is much longer than he admits to.
He had said initially he came home at 2:45, but all of the security cameras from the neighbors show he was home at 12:52. So that little child, that little 2-year-old, was in the car for 3 hours before anyone tended to her. Kurt, how do you, as a defense attorney, defend this case based on the facts that we have in front of us right now? I mean, we know Christopher Scholtes loved his daughter. I don't think anybody thinks he intentionally did this, but this is a hard case given some of the bad facts we have in front of us. So how do you defend him?
Yeah, I think there's probably a couple things you're going to have to look at. The overall goal to defend is to show that there was no intent here. Certainly, he didn't intend to kill the child, but there wasn't even an intent under the law of recklessness or negligence. That's going to be really difficult. I think it's going to be 115 degrees here in Arizona today. So to say that you're not at least negligent, which is a criminal intent element, or reckless, that's going to be hard, but that's what you try to do. And I think showing that pattern may be a way to show that he lacked the intent, that maybe he thought this was all right. Obviously, we know it's not, but he's done it before. It's worked out before. He left the air conditioning on for the child. This was just an honest mistake as opposed to.
Yeah, but then admitting that the car automatically shuts off after 30 minutes. And at the 30-minute mark, you don't go out there to check. You don't go out there at the 1 hour mark to check. You don't go out there at the hour and a half mark to check, or the 2 hour, or the 2.5 hour, or the 3 hour. What?
A reckless act, a reckless child abuse. I mean, it's going to be a tough road, especially with some of these facts, but I think that's what you have to look at first.
As a defense attorney, is this the type of case that you say, when you get the discovery, you say to yourself, I don't think we should take this to trial? I mean, I find it hard to believe, unless the prosecution wants to make an example out of him. And I'm saying this based on what we know right now. If you're his defense attorney, aren't you going to try to want to work something out? Because if he's convicted of first-degree murder, he's going to prison for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, first-degree murder in Arizona, even felony murder like this, is life. It's natural life or a life sentence with the possibility of release. So forever, probably. So yes, you obviously, from the beginning, try to look and mitigate this as much as possible. Is that some sort of plea agreement that reduces it from first-degree murder? Maybe a child abuse count that allows him to get out and be productive, or potentially be productive sometime in the future. One of the other things I think I'd do is I'd have him evaluated right away. I mean, does he not have the necessary mental capacities, or something out there that maybe we can't use as a defense, but something within him?
Somebody said it in here best the other day, in my opinion, and in that person's opinion that said it. He's a grown child. That's what I think. And I feel like he just couldn't be bothered to step away from his Mario game. Or his Dr. Pepper.
We can use to mitigate, present to the prosecution, go, hey, this is why he should not be found guilty of first-degree murder. Let's do something better and try to work out a deal.
How important is it that his wife, at least at the bail hearing, she stood up and said, look, I want him to come home. He made a terrible mistake. How much will that factor into the prosecution of this case, if at all?
Well, I think the prosecution will take that into account. That might not change their views, but in Arizona, we have a Victim's Bill of Rights. She technically is the next of kin, the biological mother. She's the victim, so she has a say. She can't decide how the case is going to resolve, but she certainly has a right to be heard by the prosecutor and the court. So the fact that she's supportive of him, that she's saying he needs to come home, it was a mistake, that's going to be really helpful. you know, if he is distraught, which I'm sure he is, any parent in this situation would be. If that is genuine and that is seen, and he has the support of the families, hopefully the prosecution will take that into account and work something out.
The older children told law enforcement in a forensic interview, according to the documents, that he became distracted by a video game and food, and the house was very busy. I mean, his own children are telling law enforcement that. It just doesn't seem to be something that bodes well for him.
No, like you said, in the business, we call those bad facts. Those are not good facts for him because it just shows a lack. If I'm the prosecutor, I'm like, this shows an absolute lack of caring or understanding or concern really for a 2-year-old child. He's playing video games.
Here's some more of the document here where it says Chris was doing anything else, and she said he also made lunch. She said he made a peanut butter and jelly and also made her favorite sandwich, cheese, salami, ham, mustard, spinach, and mayo. She said the very next thing that happened was when her mom got home, and that was when, you know, she said the most recent time they had come back from dropping off her older sister at school, and she was asleep in the car. She said he turned the car off and left her in the car. And now this is one of the sisters saying this. Left her in the car, and she had to yell, "Daddy, Daddy," for him to come inside. She said he had gone inside to play video games that time also. She said she felt mad when that happened, and when Zoe asked where Parker was at that time, she said in my mom's belly. So she would have been pregnant with the mom would have been pregnant with Parker at that time. She then mentioned multiple times that Chris had left her in the, I'm assuming, car at different ages. She said it also happened 5 times before her baby sister turned 2. She said another time Christopher had left her and someone in the car was when they were both asleep after dropping off one of the girls to school. She said he went inside to play video games and they both had to yell for him. So this is a very, very, very common occurrence.
While his child's sleeping in the car, I think somewhere he said, or I've read, has been reported that he's like, well, I left the air conditioning on and I have an alert on my car. But still, if I'm the prosecutor, I'm like, video games are more important to him than a 2-year-old child in the backseat of his car. That is not a good fact. That is really bad for the defense.
Mm-hmm. Well, and leaving a child in the car with it running at all, because somebody could still come and steal your car with your child in it, even if you're parked in your own driveway. I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah, we think of that one woman, that young mom that died back, well, I can't remember the names, but there was a young mom that had gotten out to go back into the babysitter's house to get a diaper bag or something, and literally didn't even go inside the house. She put the kid in the seat late at night in his car seat, buckled him up, turned around, went back to the door to get whatever she left. And when she turned around to go back, these guys had jumped in her car and stole it and ran her over and killed her, with her trying to, stop the car from taking off with her baby in it. Carjackings, right? QB says, okay, Zabi, I did what you asked, so check when you can.
I don't leave my child in the car with it running for any amount of time, especially in Arizona, where it's so hot in the middle of July.
Again, that kind of would take me back to, hey, we should have this guy evaluated. What's going on with him? What normal person would leave a child in a car? One, in Arizona, like you said,
Someone who's very self-absorbed.
110, 115 degrees, and two, to play a video game. Like, what kind of person does that? There must be some sort of defect, some sort of mental block, something
No,
that
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, if you're a defense attorney, of course you're going to say there must be some sort of something wrong with him. We need to have him evaluated. I understand that, line of thinking, but no. Mm-mm. In my, maybe he does have a problem. I don't know. But from what I can see, just with my eye on what I've seen and heard, it's just making me think that he's just some self-absorbed, don't care about nothing but his video games and food and Dr. Pepper. P. Lola says, oh yeah, and the other was the couple that brought groceries in, kid and car. 3 guys tried grabbing the car. They threw the kid out of the car and stole the car. There's a video. Wow. Well, thank God they threw the kid out. Goodness gracious. Miss King says, what's going on with him is he's a piece of crap. Sorry, I have words with this one. No, I get it. I know, Miss King. I understand. He's a whole crap. Right, Miss King? He's a whole crap.
makes him make poor decisions. And that could be mitigating. Again, that might not be a defense, but it certainly could mitigate the case.
Yeah. Kurt Altman, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Great to be here.
Christopher Scholtes has pleaded not guilty to a first-degree murder charge and a child abuse charge. He will be back in court sometime next month. And that is it for this episode of...
Thank you, Anjanette Levy. I don't know. We have the last thing that I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to save it for last because this is very interesting. So you remember I said that he has a 16-year-old daughter. She gives a little bit of insight into him leaving her in the car when she was little. Listen to this. This is pretty crazy pants. QB says, I agree, Miss King. He had it made. Could have just brought them babies in and then played his game or whatever. I still can't get to first degree, though. All right, so we have... half-sister of 2-year-old killed in hot car speaks out in exclusive interview. For the first time, one of Christopher Scholtes' daughters is speaking publicly after the tragic death of his 2-year-old daughter, Parker, earlier this month. Parker died after being left in a hot car for several hours, according to Marana police. This is the interview. It's only like 4.5 minutes in length. But this is very, very, very interesting. Again, fair use. Let me copy this link real quick. Link to full article here. There's a link to the full article if you want to click that and bookmark it to read the full article. I'm going to use this clip of their interview. I agree, not first degree, but he needs to spend time in prison. I agree, Miss King and QB. So for me, I'm thinking, my brain is, I don't think he set out that day to say, you know what, I'm going to intentionally leave her in this car because I want her to pass away. It kills me to even say the word die when it comes to a baby, right? I don't feel like he got up that morning and was like, you know what, whenever we come home today from getting groceries and running errands, I'm going to leave her in the car because I don't want her here anymore. I don't think that's what happened. I think he had his head up his butt and he's self absorbed and he's done it multiple times and it's kind of like a cat with 9 lives. Well, his his lives have ran up and basically literally his child dies because of his selfishness and irresponsible whatever is just disgusting. But check this video out. Check this out. Watch this.
Well, tonight we are learning more about the tragic death of a 2-year-old girl left for hours inside a hot car in Marana earlier this month. The child's father, Christopher Scholtes, is charged with second-degree murder. Speaking exclusively with News 4 Tucson investigators, Scholtes' oldest daughter is speaking up.
So she believes all of this could have been prevented, she says. We do want to warn you that you might find some of the details in this story disturbing. Our News 4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter, Corson Nylander, has more in tonight's investigation.
Well, it was here on this block that Christopher Scholtes' 2-year-old daughter died inside of the family car as temperatures scorched above 100 degrees. The News 4 Tucson investigators have learned that Scholtes has a 16-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. That daughter tells us she's heartbroken for her half-sister's death, but not the least bit surprised.
It makes plenty of sense. I'm surprised that it didn't happen sooner.
Those are the words of Christopher Scholtes' own daughter from a previous relationship, reacting to the death of her 2-year-old half-sister, Parker, that died after being left in a hot car for hours at Scholtes' Marana home earlier this month.
First time he did it was with me when I was younger than 7.
She is now 16. She doesn't want us using her identity for safety concerns, but tells me she has many memories of being left in a hot car. One time while her father was working, she says she spent several hours inside of the car.
I had to go sit out in the car for 4 to 5 hours and continuously had to restart the car. I'd only eaten once that day.
She's a type 1 diabetic, so that proved to be dangerous for her. She says her 3 other surviving half-sisters were also constantly left alone inside of the car. Scholtes is facing a charge of second-degree murder for his daughter's death. He got out of jail without having to post bond. Text messages obtained by investigators between Scholtes and his wife Erica after the tragedy say this wasn't the first time. In one message, Erica wrote, quote, "I told you to stop leaving them in the car. How many times have I told you?"
Not even just because of the heat, but so many other things could happen leaving a child unattended in a vehicle. It's so unsafe.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
So what do you guys think about that? 16-year-old daughter who at the age of younger than 7, he left her in a car for hours on end. Type 1 diabetic. Didn't even check on her to give her food. That's dangerous. So that and all of the times before with the other kids saying that they had been left multiple times, the text message from the wife saying, "How many times have I told you?" So he definitely needs way more than a slap on the wrist. I mean, it was like he was just begging for it to happen. You know, I don't know. But Elizabeth says, "I was never left in a hot car that I know of. But there were many, many, many times my dad was driving me to VA and fell asleep at the wheel." Oof, God, that's scary. That's scary. can't be bothered with his kids. That's what I think. He just does not care. It's crazy, man. I believe her. He wasn't going to make better choices until something drastic happened, right? Definitely crazy, Henny.
System.
The News 4 Tucson investigators called Scholtes. It went straight to voicemail. We left him a message, but never heard back. Scholtes' 16-year-old daughter went through a bitter custody battle between him and her mother, who passed away in May. The News 4 Tucson investigators obtained these documents tied to the case. She says she didn't even know her father until she was 5. And against her wishes, she says Scholtes was able to get custody over her. She spent 4 years with him and his wife, Erica. She described those years as a nightmare.
It genuinely has changed me as a person. I'll never be the same person I was before I moved in at their house.
In 2021, she says she tried to commit suicide
Because I didn't want to live with my dad anymore.
Child Protective Services got involved. Ultimately, Scholtes gave up custody of her. She ended up back with her mother until her sudden death.
Now, that mess right there, I have questions about that, about what the daughter just said there, about how she tried to, take her life because she didn't want to live with her dad anymore. So I'm just like, why? What happened? It had to have been more than just being left in a car, right? I've got questions. Like, what does that mean?
She is now being taken care of by her best friend's mother. Sudden death.
Shoot. I wanted to see what that said. Says the court further finds that the agreement is fair and equitable, is in the best interest of the minor child, and approves that agreement as a enforceable order of this court accordingly. Mother shall have sole legal decision making regarding the minor child. Mother shall be designated the minor child's primary residential parent. Father shall have no parenting time with the minor child at this time. Yeah. I don't know.
She ended up back with her mother until her sudden death. She is now being taken care of by her best friend's mother, named Lindsay.
I'm so happy that I can help her and that she's here and safe, and doesn't have to go through any more of anything. Now it's just the healing process and being able to grieve in a safe space.
For her, there's now a lot of grieving to do. A mother and sister gone. Marana detectives have reached out to her about the case. She says if her father's case ever makes it to trial, she plans to take the stand and testify against him.
If they would have taken away my little sisters when I was taken away, none of this would have happened.
Wow.
I haven't been sleeping. I haven't been eating. All I think about all day is the fact that my dad is walking free right now.
And we reached out to Marana Police, which confirmed they did reach out to Scholtes' 16-year-old daughter and interview her. It's still unclear at this point how significant the information she gave them will be for this investigation. This case is still ongoing. We'll keep you updated.
Wow. Wow is right? Speaks volumes. Spin says when you would rather be gone than live with a parent, that speaks volumes. Absolutely. I just would love to know what the situation was that caused her to not want to be here. I mean, like I said, it couldn't have just been, oh, he's leaving me in the car all the time, It's obvious one of the younger kids had said, Daddy drinks too much beer. And there was something else in there too that had said something like, I might have to go back and find that. It says something about the little girl, the Parker's older sister, one of the young kids that was interviewed by the police, had said, I don't like it when something about daddy cries sad tears and mommy cries mad tears, which was also very telling. So, but she did say daddy drinks too much beer. I wanted to see if there was any information in here. This section right here, I don't know if you guys can, you guys can see what I'm seeing. It says the News 4 Tucson investigators reached out to Marana. I keep wanting to say marinara. That's not it. The News 4 Tucson investigators reached out to Marana Police, which sent us the following statement. Our detectives have spoken with redacted and her guardian. I'm assuming they're talking about the 16-year-old. We were recently made aware of the reports to DCS only because of this investigation. Prior to this investigation, DCS either did not contact us regarding the reports or the incidents did not occur within our jurisdiction. DCS has never contacted us regarding the Scholtes family, and the Marana Police Department has not received a concerning report about the family prior to this incident. Our investigation is still ongoing. So, there was that. I want to come back over here, though, and see if I can find that one part of that letter. Let me go all the way back here to... wasn't that part. Was there... Hold on, you guys. Oh, here it is. Down at the bottom, that is, says Zully asked if there was anything her parents do that she doesn't like, and she said she doesn't like when her mom is mad at her dad because her dad is sad and cries sad tears, and her mom cries mad tears. She said usually her mom will get mad at her dad when he does something he's not supposed to do, like drink too much beer. He still drinks too much beer. And he keeps leaving us in the car when my mom told him to stop doing that. That's how he made my baby sister die. She said she doesn't like when her dad drinks too much beer, even... I don't know what the even... Here it says her dad told her they would ask if he was a good dad or not, and to tell the truth, girls. He also told them when they were in the garage to be honest about everything. Blank stated, I don't have anything to hide. When asked to tell more about her sister dying yesterday, she stated, my dad's actually innocent. He maybe has blank, but I went to Elevate yesterday. When I got back, he was taking groceries out of the car, and then he turned off the car, and my baby sister was in there. And my mom came home, and she started talking and said, "Where's the baby?" We started looking around the house, and then my dad started screaming because he walked outside and he saw that she was still in the car. Her lips were purple, and she wasn't breathing. My mom is a doctor, so she was doing CPR while my dad was calling 911. She stated they went to the hospital to make sure she was okay. Her parents were crying because they were told Parker died from not breathing because it was too hot and something not have any air conditioning. Ay, ay, ay. Mm. I'm sorry, I'm just reading through trying to see if there's anything in here that I didn't see yet. But, you guys, yeah, there's so much. I mean, it's a little bit, I think there's more to it, than meets the eye. I missed some comments. Let's see. What did I miss? P. Lola's mom says that brings out a lot more that we have questions about, but I thought past acts can't be brought into a trial. Well, I'm assuming it just depends. I'm not positive. Susan says, wow, now I'm thinking first degree. P. Lola says, right, Susan, when they went to the grand jury, they had a lot of info, I guess, to give them to charge first degree. Spin says, hey, of course I'm bad at lurking and wanted to put my 2 cents in, LOL. I'm glad you lurking and put your 2 cents in. It's not hard to get an indictment, though. I can't get to first degree. You have to prove intent to unalive her. Terrible parent, yes. Culpable, yes. Intentional, I don't see it. I think this is leading up to the Littles having an axe to grind against Dad. Which who could blame them? Hey, detective. Hello. Hello. Would you like to come in and have tea with the missus? Hello. Sarah says, did you say hello? And the worm says, no, I said hello. That's just from the movie The Labyrinth. Sorry, I'm a Labyrinth nerd. Truth, Margaret. How awful for all of them. He's been told not to leave them. I know it. I'm getting an air of a dysfunctional family. Just maybe. Past criminal acts can't always come in, but a history of the same behavior can definitely come in unless they can argue it out. Detective. No, thank you, ma'am. I don't drink tea. Jenny, you're just a nerd, an adorable, lovable nerd. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take a cold can of Coke. Well, I don't have any Coke. I don't have none of that. Let me see. I think that was all I had on my list. But let me go check something else out real quick before we call this one done. Chun, 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 chun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ba-ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Okay, I'm not seeing any like last minute updates. You never know. I mean, sometimes you QB, if it I haven't got it yet. You waiting for yours to chill in the freezer, detective? Elizabeth, Detective Elizabeth. Mm-mm-mm. I haven't got my poo box yet. For those that are wondering what she's talking about, I have reached the age where I get that color guard box to, you know, do the number 2 end and send back to them. And what's funny is we actually have someone in the chat who does or used to work for that company. Michelle, I can't remember if you're still here. I can't remember if you said you used to work for them or if you still work for them. You sent me the how-to. I know you did, QB. I know you did. You're waiting for me. What do you want me and you to do it at the same time? I have reached that age, Spins. Yeah. The doctor told me that when I went for my checkup. LabCorp, LOL. Now, you still work for them. Okay. Yeah. She does billing. She doesn't handle the specimens. But she used to. Okay. So, the friends that poo together. Oh my gosh. Funny. Mm-hmm. She works in billing now, but she used to handle the specimens, yes. We do need to hold each other accountable, right? Oh, detective says a what? What is going on in America? So when you get a certain age, you have to, get a colonoscopy. And here they have this neat little system that literally, detective, your insurance company will send you a box. And inside that box has other boxes or tubes or somethings. I don't know what you do with it, but you basically get a stool sample, send it in, and they test it for schmancer stuff. You know what I'm saying? I hate saying the C word. Ugh. But yeah. Spins, ma'am. I'm 40-ish something years old. Yeah, I'm that age. Mm-hmm. Susan says he intentionally left her in there. I never left my 4 babies in the car after grocery shopping. I took them inside to their dad first thing. So I just don't understand. Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. Bum 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 ba-dum. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum. Should you write a poem about poo screening? Yeah. Detective says, "Yep, I've had them, but they're free here." Well, the insurance takes care of them here too, apparently. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. Free healthcare. Well, it ain't free here. Hopefully that daggone poo in a box thing is free. I'm telling you guys what, I want to know when copays went from like $25 to 50. I'm like, wait a minute. Took her to the doctor, kiddo to the doctor. They're like, yeah, your copay is not $25, it's $50. It confuses me too, detective. I'm not even going to lie. Not even going to lie. Yeah, that was personal. QB's like, Susan, have you had a colonoscopy? Bro, that was personal. Sorry. Because Susan says, wait, I never got one, and I'm sure I'm past that age. Yeah. She informed me I need to go get my breasticles squished too, and ugh. I get my breasticles squished every time I go do laundry. Like, I have a regular washer and dryer, not the front loader kind. Well, my dryer's a front loader, but my washer's not. I have just a normal washer from the top load, not front load. So whenever I go to get that last sock that's clung to the bottom of my washing machine, I have to get my short little heavy self over the edge to get down and to grab that. Like, I get cramps and everything. Like Charlie horses up in my side trying to get that one last sock. My husband bought me one of those grabber stick things that you pull the little thing on and it grabs. I got it right over there. I need to take it to the utility room, but I haven't done that yet, or the laundry room. Miss King says, I'm a little behind, had to work. His daughter is a type 1 diabetic. That's awful. I really don't like this guy now. She's type 1 diabetic, apparently. I do that every year during my birthday month, Michelle says. That's a good reminder. Yeah, it's a pre-screen. It is a pre-screen. But it's always best to have a colonoscopy to test for polyps. I'm not a doctor and I don't even play one on TV, just saying. Me, you, and Morgana are all due. Oh, Margaret. That makes me nervous. The prep drink for a colonoscopy. No, thank you. No, thank you. Turns out we didn't. It was the neighbor, but I never knew I could drive to my mom's house in 30 seconds. Oh. You have the same problem with your new washer? Mm-hmm. We're just short people. I'm just short. Michelle said, FYI, LabCorp says it may be right or wrong, either positive or negative. Wait, what? So what's the point of the poo in the box? If you're not going to get accurate results, I'm confused. Done prep twice and it wasn't even for a colonoscopy. Oof. The scope is always going to be the final judge of it all. True, true. I mean, that's where you get the actual camera. No, I don't need the paper plate, Elizabeth. I don't need the paper plate. I don't need the paper plate, Elizabeth. Oh my God. Michelle said exactly. I'm just scheduling just a regular colonoscopy. I don't like you guys. I'm hanging up now. Bye. They put you to sleep for those things, right? Don't they put you to sleep for a colonoscopy? Oof. QB said I had an endoscopy, I don't know how to pronounce that, and colonoscopy at the same time. I was wondering if they just ran the long tube from one into the other, right? Ooh, Nightbot coming in hard with that trigger warning. Nightbot always knows the best time to throw that trigger warning up, right? You're sedated. I opened my eyes up when they found the polyp, though. Oh, God, really? Daylight sedation. What is that? The prep is much better than it used to be. Like a twilight sleep, not general. I don't think I like that. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Twilight. So you mean if I get in the sun, I'm going to glitter? I'm going to sparkle? Is that what you're telling me? Like this? Am I going to do that when I go get my colonoscopy? Is that what I'm going to do? I'm so confused. Conscious sedation. Seems same to you, but not as deep. Propofol, it's nice, easier to wake up. Morgana says, don't know nothing, don't see nothing. Not as deep. Okay. Morgana says, I'm always out like a lot. Good gravy from top to bottom, QB. No, thank you. Oh my God. You're asleep all the way through, but they don't use general anesthetic. I get Dilaudid. It was fabulous. No need to intubate. Okay. Well, whenever they put me out for my, sorry if there's any guys in here, but when I had my uterine ablation in my tubal, they put me out and I had the tube down my throat, you know. My throat was so sore. That was the worst. Like I couldn't talk for like 2 days. My throat was so raw after that and it hurt so bad. But yeah. Y'all seen that scope? It's long enough. I don't want to see a scope. I want to pretend like I'm just going to go in for a happy nap. That's all I want. Laparoscopy, they have to intubate you with that because they blow so much air. Awful. Yeah. It didn't feel good. I remember waking up and being like, oh my God, why is my throat so sore? Had a laparoscopy for endometriosis and had intubation. On cough drops and tea for many days. I know it took me a good 2 or 3 days before my voice came back and it wasn't sore. It was awful. I think that was more painful than my actual junk being messed up. Yeah, right, QB? That's what it felt like. Felt like strep. All right, you guys. I'm going to scooch on out. It is 1:15. We've kept it right about 2 hours, minus some general chit-chat. Yeah, this is the welcome to the medical part of the cafe. Yes, we always get into some sort of something or other, don't we? We do. We always get into something or other. As far as this Christopher Scholtes goes, I feel bad for the guy because the amount of guilt he must feel has got to be pretty bad, I would think. I can't imagine being in his situation. But also on the same, you flip that coin over and like QB said a while ago, he belongs under the jail. I mean, oh, he belongs under the jail. I hope he gets more than just a simple slap on the wrist. If it were a situation where this had never happened before, he had never, done this before, if he did just I mean, even then, right? It's the worst. But I could have a whole lot more sympathy than with this guy who's done it multiple times and for multiple years, apparently, from his 16-year-old daughter's lips when she was 7 or less. So, I feel sorry for him in the, I can't imagine, wouldn't ever want to imagine what he feels or if he doesn't feel it now and if he didn't feel it on that day, the guilt, because the whole shower and the water and wanting to change clothes, that whole thing was wishy-fishy to me. I was like, that just felt weird. But, for, the guilt that he may feel eventually, I feel bad for that. That's gotta be tough. It's gotta be tough. But he does belong in jail for a long time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if he ever sees the light of day, there should be some kind of rule, legal something or other, that keeps him from driving any vehicles or having any sort of opportunity to leave any young children in a car by themselves. I mean, maybe by that time his own daughters now will have their own children, and you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be around. Not gonna say he don't belong around kids, but I will say he doesn't need to be driving any more cars and having responsibility of children under his care, like, alone, in my opinion. If he's going to leave them in the car, what else is he going to allow them to do and get into? And, it's just like, he don't have any, he's not responsible. Garbage human, yes. Sure, he feels bad, but he had control of the whole situation the whole time. Right. Poppy, what are you doing in there, ma'am? Poppy. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to say hi to the people? Here. Ow. Quit. Here, hold on. Let me get you up here so you can say hi. Hold on, Poppy. She's probably going to bark because she can't stand when I pick her up. Hold on. Oh. Quit. And say hi. Oh, gosh. She won't sit still long enough to sit in the, Okay, that's enough. That's enough. She's crazy pants. Poppy, that's enough. Go on. Go. Go. Scooch. Out. I just wanted you to say hi. That's all I wanted. You can go on now. So, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Where did it go? Oh, hashtag replay. Thank you, QB. Yeah, hashtag replay in the comments down below if you're watching this on the replay. Thank you. Susan says, y'all don't even want to know. I screamed through the whole thing. Doctor didn't put me out for some reason. Oh, What? No. I would have that doctor's head on a platter. Yeah. That's a hard and fast no. Oh, thank you, QB. Thank you. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I want to like promote the memberships. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to be like, we got memberships, unless I'm just not there yet. But thank you, QB. I appreciate that. Spin says, I love you guys. Y'all keep me sane during times of craziness. Ma'am, you guys keep me sane. If it wasn't for you guys, I would be like literally sitting here sulking all day over my kid crying because she didn't want to get out of the van and go into school. Susan said, he's not my doctor anymore. Prayers for Spins. Yes, we love our Spins, you guys. Send Spins some prayers. 100%. Ooh, is it a race? It's going to be a race weekend. Yes, race. I forgot, Henny. Thank you for the reminder, because I forgot. And tell Lauren we do love her, yes. We miss Lauren. Margaret says the guilt will be worse than jail, but that doesn't mean he doesn't belong in it. He shouldn't be responsible for them. You're right. He should have to be supervised with them when he gets out. Someone else has to be home, etc. if he's with them. You're right. Boop the snoot. I don't see her divorcing him. But then again, who knows? Maybe she'll have a change of heart depending on how long he's in there. I mean, I wonder, what do you guys think? If he gets found guilty of even the lesser charge, let's just say the least charge, whatever that could potentially be, like, just like in your gut reaction, how long do you think he'll end up getting in prison? Yeah, she's a Boston. She's a wild Boston, though. She's a wild cat. I know, right, Margaret? Yeah, that's her. Mm-hmm. I'm eager to hear that. I'm eager to hear her on the stand. Even more so, I'm interested in finding out more information, but I don't think that we will because she's underage. So, 20, you think he'll get 20? Maybe. 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 Anybody else have any? Didn't know he had another kid until I watched this today. So there were 3 girls. There was there was Parker, the one that passed away, and I think there were just 2 other daughters that were older than her, but younger, like younger kids. And then the older one, the 16-year-old, is from a different marriage. So, and I mean, it's apparent Child Protective Services was involved in that situation. So, yeah, crazy. I don't know. I don't know. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And I will be back tomorrow with, let's talk about some Jen Soto. Let's talk about some Jen Soto, Stephen Stern's stuff. I've been wanting to dig into that. I've actually been watching behind the scenes a lot. So let me, take some time and get that put together, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. So, Mm. The doll with the weird face, I know. First degree is life without possibility of parole or death penalty in Arizona. I don't think he'll get the death penalty. Working tomorrow, so be a replay watcher. Oh, that's all right, P. Lola. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Thanks all you guys for hanging out with us today. It was good to, hang out and chill and listen to this awful story together. So, you guys really, though, you guys in the chat with our random bouts of humor here and there really make these tough stories easier to deal with, right? That's for sure. Just the low range I found online. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Michelle. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to hit the thumbs up before you leave if you haven't already. If you're new here and would like to subscribe, we would love to invite you to. Make sure to click the notification bell so that you get notifications. Hopefully, it depends on what mood YouTube's in, because people are not getting notifications all the time. So, yeah. All right. I love you guys. Be safe and have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.